Have you ever watched someone who was unkind to you get blessed right before your eyes? Or have you ever wrestled with your feelings as you watched it happen? When part of you wanting to be happy for them, and then there's the other part that's asking, why them and not me? Honest post, I know I have. And in this week's episode, we will be talking about those moments of inner conflict when grace and resentment collide and how we can grow through them. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Kezia Hinds Show. I am Kezia, and today we are exploring conflict, the kind we experience with others and the kind that quietly lives within ourselves. Story time. Not so long ago, but long enough that I have healed from it. I had a disagreement with a colleague, someone I trusted deeply. When I moved here, she was one of the first people to befriend me, and we shared our stories, our struggles, our dreams, and I thought, I found a safe connection. But after our disagreement, she began spreading false information about me, and it hurt deeply. And the situation became so overwhelming that I even had to take time off from work because I really didn't want to face that. And at that same time, I was also grieving my uncle's passing and processing a new medical diagnosis in my family that I now had to take responsibility for. And life just was feeling impossibly heavy. Then I found out that she was promoted to the position I had applied for. And part of me was honestly very genuinely happy for her, but then the other part, the quiet, painful part, whispered, why her and not me? And I felt guilty for even thinking that way because I knew that she'd work hard and she really deserved the opportunity because she was a really hard worker. Still, it didn't erase this thing that I was feeling, and for a very long time, I prayed that my heart stayed pure and that envy doesn't take root. And I reminded myself that in the right time, I'd receive what was meant for me. And not long after returning to work, I did. I received a promotion and one that was even better than I imagined. And it was exactly for me because it met all my financial needs and it also helped me to support my family. That experience in itself taught me something powerful, that conflict often points to a place within us that needs to be acknowledged, understood, and changed. And reflecting back, when I was a student at President's College, I remember learning about Karl Marx and his conflict theory in my sociology class. It's probably one of the only things that I really was drawn to in sociology. But back then, I thought it was not, it was only about society, about the struggle between the powerful and the powerless. But as an adult, I see it totally different because that same tension and struggle for balance, it exists within each of us. And there's part of us that wants to stay safe and comfortable, and then there's the other part that pushes for change, and that internal tug of war is what drives our personal growth. And then there's something I learned from Louise Hay, who changed the way I look at conflict. She said that people who irritates us are often mirrors reflecting parts of ourselves that we haven't yet accepted. And that line, the first time I heard it, stopped me in my tracks. So now, when somebody triggers me, I try, whenever I can, to pause and ask, what are they showing me about myself? Is it my impatience or my need to be right? Maybe it's my fear of being judged. And when we look at conflict through that lens, it stops being a battle of who wins, but it starts becoming a lesson to learn. Here is something that we can try together. Think about someone who really irritated you. Instead of just labeling them as difficult, ask yourself, why did this bother me so much? And what part of me is being reflected back? And for me, it was that colleague that I mentioned, the one who spread false information about me and later got the job I hoped for, right? It wasn't just her actions that hurt me. It it was what they stirred up inside of me, that feeling of being misunderstood, overlooked, or treated unfairly. That's the mirror in action. Conflict, whether it's internal or external, it's not just chaos, it's a teacher. And it shows us where growth is needed in our lives and where healing needs to happen. So remember this, conflict doesn't have to be your enemy, it can be your greatest teacher. And when you learn from the tension, you grow from it. And that growth brings you closer to peace within yourself and peace with others. And as Karl Marx believed, tension drives change. So before I go, as usual, I would like to leave you an affirmation from my book, 111 Positive Thoughts. Give yourself grace. And this week it says, I am focused on living in alignment with my values and beliefs. So I'm focused on living in alignment with my values and beliefs. I'll see you again next Friday, 5 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time for another episode of Kezia Hinds Show. And until then, be kind to yourselves and kind to others. Take care.